Yeah, what is that?
It's the Mario Kart.
Yeah, Drive Away. Yeah, that's true. Hey, good morning, party people. Welcome to the Breakdown.
That's Nathan, I'm Johnny. If it's your first time here because you are checking out what we think about this nostalgic band's return, welcome. We hope you enjoy what we do. We talk a lot of shit, but we also check out a lot of good music.
It's like we like to throw in as much annoying stuff
Yeah.
to counterbalance how good the music is we check out. That way you're not too overwhelmed with how awesome it is because you're like, fuck, those dudes ruined it.
I feel like
You're welcome.
I feel like we're helping people because we're teaching them resilience, we're teaching them acceptance and how to manage their frustration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're like, they are going to get to the song. I know they're going to get to the song. Oh, they paused it. Did you see someone commented on one of our videos the other day saying, and I quote, "Pausing while listening to a song is the stupidest thing ever."
Nah, commenting on the internet to strangers is. We're checking out Trembling Level by Poison the Well. If you don't know Poison the Well, that's understandable. They haven't been around for a while.
They have not. They've popped up and done little bits and pieces. I think they've played at things like Furnace Fest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're a metalcore fan and you've never checked them out, your homework after this is to go and listen to basically everything they've ever done. I would start from the opposite of December. Arguably one of the first...
January for those who are playing at home. Is that the opposite of December? Or would you say...
Well, yeah, I would say...
But it's right next to it. Would you say
No,
maybe
it's not. It's
June?
not next to it. The opposite end of the spectrum. Start and end.
Well,
You don't
yeah,
go back in
depends.
time.
Yeah, but you go forwards in time. December, the next thing is you're doing is January. What do you think? Do you think the opposite of December is June 30th? Or do you think it's actually January?
That's a dumb question, but it's got me puzzled. It's got me real puzzled.
I can see you mean like,
to be honest.
He's fucking right. I don't know what that is. I
Anyway.
don't have the answer. I'm putting it out there for you guys because we're idiots.
Poison the Well are arguably one of the pioneers of metalcore as we know it today, really sort of mixing that sort of Swedish style metallic riff with straight up hardcore and breakdowns and things like that.
Bit of melody thrown in.
Bit of melody. They did change their sound and go a little bit more progressive. I'll be interested to see what they've done now. Side note, You Come Before You is in my top 5 albums of all time.
Write that down.
Definitely sounds like it's picking up where they left off.
I've got this too tight here. What?
Definitely sounds like they're picking up where they left off. It's,
A bit more progressive.
yeah, their own sort of style that's really hard to pigeonhole. These cleans sound great. Oh, that's cool. This dude is such a great drummer. Look like JT there.
Get out of my head. I was just thinking,
Yeah.
huge JT energy.
Yeah.
All the best vocalists are bald with a beard.
Yeah.
But look at you, Jake. And I'm pausing again. Also, being as an ocean.
Yeah.
Even vocally had a bit of that tone there as well. When
With
there
the
was
sort of spoken word thing.
aggressive
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And he's also bald with a beard.
He is bald
Just
with a beard.
saying.
the shit, it's calling you name.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Oh, on Sharp Toe. Of course they're on Sharp Toe.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
There was...
Sharp Tone are fucking smashing it.
Yeah, they know it's good.
Yeah,
That-
they do.
There's an interesting first single for me.
It is.
Not as instantly accessible to reach new audiences.
I agree. So, yeah.
That's not to say I didn't like it. I really liked it. But I was thinking from like a band that hasn't had as much consistent exposure in recent times. They've come out with a sound that is progressing on what they've done before.
Yeah.
But it didn't lean on any of the trends in heavy music at the moment, necessarily.
True. I think that's both very smart, but maybe potentially harmful for coming back and gaining traction. Because the problem is, for me, look, that sounds very much like a continuation of where they went from You Come Before You to Versions to the Tropic Rot. It's got that, the dissonant chords, nothing about the breakdowns and the riffs is sort of stock standard, you know what I mean? Not that that's a bad thing, but there's not any of that classic metal riff or even like straight up hardcore chugging along chords. As far as it being a Poison the Well song, I'm very, very happy with how it sounds because it sounds like the band that I loved.
I agree. That's straight up, we're back 15 years ago and
Yeah.
nothing's gone wrong.
However, there is merit to what you're saying in the sense that I feel like, okay, so let's compare them to Stick to Your Guns. Now, I know Stick to Your Guns have been far more active, and just using them as an example, because they're another Sharp Tone band, and they're basically, it's almost like this album's like a reinvention and a fresh start sort of thing.
Sure.
Because Sharp Tone is such a great record label at getting bands out there and getting them in front of people. They've got such a good name. Stick to Your Guns have lent a little bit more into modernities like production, style, and all that sort of stuff. There's a little bit more accessibility for a newer age of music fan.
Yeah.
There's not in that. And I'm just wondering if you think, 10, 15, 20 years ago when these guys were at their height, how many of those music fans are still as invested in the scene as deeply as people like us or watching this?
189,000 in the last 15 days.
It's good views.
It's great views. I
It's good
do
views.
think that there is going to be a huge contingency of the people that knew them before.
I hope so. I hope so.
15 years ago, like I was 21. I was fresh into the metal scene at that stage.
Yeah.
And I know you were in your mid-50s at that time, but I still think there's a lot of people there that wouldn't be aged out of the interest. Mid-30s, there's still a lot of people that like heavy music.
Yeah.
And I think there's still people that are craving this.
Craving nostalgia.
Potentially craving nostalgia, but also like there's a reason why they were so big. It's great, well-written, heavy music.
Dude, like this...
And just like that, I'm not pushing 40, I'm 24 again.
Yeah,
That's exactly it.
Perfect, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's a great comment to really sort of solidify your point there. And I hope so because... I love these guys for the same reason I love Thrice and the same reason that I love Glassjaw, because they're the sort of bands that had a sound, helped pioneer a sound, helped make a sound so popular in their respective genres, but they didn't rest on their laurels. They continued to progress, they continued to grow, and they continued to take people with them along these journeys. And I really do think that there's something special about this band because of the fact there's no one else that sounds like them. And there hasn't been. There hasn't been since they sort of stopped playing.
Yeah.
There's never been copycats.
There's bands that have been influenced by them but not necessarily copying them, and maybe there's a reason for that. They're hard to replicate.
Very much so.
I thought that was really cool. Film clip-wise was pretty simple playthrough, but I think that's good for a band coming back, just showing being like, this is us, what we're doing.
Yep.
It was well shot and it
Just
was
still
well
looks
lit.
the same. Still a man mountain. Very commanding front man.
I like a commanding man mountain front man.
Dude, story time. Sit with me on this one. I remember years and years and years ago, big day out.
We're Australian. That was a big
music
festival.
They did a sideshow with Thursday. It was midweek. I couldn't go. I was absolutely devastated because I wanted to see them at their own show.
Yeah.
And the only chance I was going to get to see them was at the big day out. And I just remember watching their set, and as they started, you've just got him with that stance that he's got, the elbow up, big, powerful front man, while the rest of the band's going nuts. And as they're just playing this crushingly heavy set, this insane thunderstorm just rolls in with
Cool.
lightning in the backdrop, and it's still to this day one of those real vivid memories I have of just things lining up perfectly
Yeah, I
and
like
it
that.
becoming a real memorable moment for me in
Sick.
music.
That's cool.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I like that.
I would like to hear a little bit more ferocity in his heavies, if he's still got that in his wheelhouse.
Sure. Again, first single. Maybe they'll come back with more. It doesn't say anything about upcoming stuff.
If they signed a Sharp Tone, you would assume that there is more in the pipeline.
That's true. What did you guys think? Is that your first time checking out Poison the Well? Does that fall into something that you're interested in checking out more? As Johnny said, there's a whole back catalogue that you can dive into that is all phenomenal. But does that make you excited for more new music? Drop a comment, let us know your thoughts, and we will see you guys in a future video.
Thanks for hanging out.
Out.